Kind family, welcome back. And if you're new here, please like and comment on the video. It really helps us. And please subscribe. You're gonna love it here. I love you already. We are gonna be besties. My name is Sierra. Welcome. Kind family, welcome back. I am so excited to bring you this collab. This is the reason the Squad Goals collab started, because we didn't get to do this theme in the May collab, yeah. In our May Spotlight collab, we did not get to do this theme. Somebody was opposed to it and they never even did the collab with us. They were the only person opposed to it, but they dropped out of the collab. So it became not a theme, and we decided to start a whole different collab just so we could get to this theme. And like February and Valentine's Day month was perfect for the BDSM massacre, and I cannot wait to get into these nails with you guys. We're going to do them together. I'm going to actually be recording myself as I do them and talking to you guys like in real time as I'm doing them. I'm going to do my best. I really want to try doing something like this. Don't mind my background. We are in the process of moving the store, and I am moving. So everything is chaotic. This is not the room I usually record in, but I want to try to like be able to like talk to you guys face to face as we are doing these nails without it being a 2-hour video. So we're going to see how this works. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope this is something better. I really wanted to try doing this. It's just hard when I edit and record and do all of it myself, but I'm going to try. So let's see. All right, so here's the stick. I want to do the bondage, leather bondage with like, I'll insert a picture. But I got these, so these are pretty cool. And then I got, I couldn't find hinges, so I got these, and I really think that I can make these work. I'm not sure. So these look like this, and they are hinged, so they just not like the door hinge style that other people have had that I saw. Come on. Yeah, so these aren't like the door hinges that other people that I saw had, but they do hinge like this. So like if I was to put this and like I could put, oh wow, that's thick. I don't know, maybe this isn't, I wasn't planning on using this in this video anyways. So like, let's put the hinges away, but I'm doing a liquid nail too. So like, I'm going to have this on this nail, and then I'm going to part like liquid in the top part and like build it as like flayed skin around that. I think that's going to be cool. And then like I also have this this chain here, and this is gonna be like, so when I think of BDSM massacre, have you guys ever watched Hellraiser? One of my favoriteest movies from when I was younger. Like, I don't know if that movie ever gave me nightmares. Like, I was just obsessed with that movie. So this reminds me of like the chains that come out of the walls and hook into their skin. I don't have no metal hooks. I might be able to make some with poison putty. We're gonna see. But that is the plan as of right now. So we're just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do that one. I have the photos of everything I want to do, but I'm gonna do that on like my ring finger. So, all right, we're gonna get into some gluing these tips on real quick, and we will be right back. So we're going in and pre-drilling the hole before I apply it to my nail. And I wanted to say before we get into the set that I did not want to offend anybody by doing BDSM set or massacre. I understand that there are a lot of things and stigmas around this community, especially with the dangers and people who are not careful with what they are doing. And, you know, this community has definitely been stigmatized. But I'm not here to offend anybody. I am fascinated by a lot of this stuff, and I love gothic stuff, especially torture. You guys know me. Now, is it my thing? Not at all. If you pinch me, I'm punching you in the face. We got problems. But I think it is really neat, and I really wanted to do a set with this theme, just not to offend anybody. I hope this video is not offending anybody, and I completely understand that BDSM is natural and safe as long as it's done in a safe environment and as long as the people are careful. So yeah, this set I am obsessed with, and I cannot wait for you guys to see the final result. So I really thought it would be neat to make a bloody bottom look for the set, since the set's going to be nude to represent skin. I really thought that, you know, doing them for bloody bottoms, applying this red Sneaky Link acrylic to just the tip, and then going over that with our Punani Power Nude
would be really neat, and it would just add like another layer, another effect to the massacre side of this. I really wanted these to have as much kind of gore as I could, but with it still being classy and more of a bondage style, but without, I don't know. I didn't want everything to be 100% gore going hard, if that makes sense. I did not want everything to be like just total gory. That's not what I was going for with this set. I was going for like muted ideas of gore. So the bloody bottoms is more of like a significant representation of blood, but not blood, if that makes sense. I didn't go in with actual blood drips, if that makes sense. I just went in with representations of blood. So here we're going in with Punani Power and just covering everything up, covering that red up. Once I filed at the end, I actually ended up filing into the red a little bit, but you couldn't even tell from the top. You had to really look at them from the sides to see any of the red. So it was a win for me. I really did love this set. Everything turned out perfect. And this definitely is a shout out to planning and drawing out your sets before you do them.
So, I got this chain, and I want this to go, like, okay, remember I said okay, I want it to go up that way through this. Here, I'll do it on this camera. But I want it to go up through that, like, Hellraiser. And I want to, like, do a spine up one of these nails, like a bloody spine that's, like, maybe pierced. I meant to do a piercing on one of these nails, and I looked at the picture and thought I was good with just leaving these two bare. I always mess up. I get frustrated with that, but we're just going to clip this and file into this nail here. So you don't want to hear that though. So we'll do the filing and I will come back on.
So what I'm doing is making the hole on my in my middle finger bigger, and these bits that I'm going to be using to make this hole bigger and to do the piercing are actually bits that I got with my EFILEs when I first bought them. They are natural nail bits, they're cuticle bits, and they're pretty gentle. If you have an EFILE, you should have these bits or something similar. So this is like a little bit of a rounded head, but it's really slender and a little bit fat in the middle, so it was great for making the hole bigger. And then you're going to see me grab a super long, skinny, sharp bit for making the little piercings, which if you remember those metal circles that I had in the beginning, that's what I'm going to use as the piercings. I don't know if you guys have seen pierced nails yet, but you're about to today. I just want to take this time real quick to say, if you guys want to go and check out what the other lovely ladies have done, all the links are going to be down in my description box. You guys have seen Tessa from Sweet Tea Nails, her YouTube channel and her IG, and the same for Sheena from Nail Addict She. You guys have seen them, but we actually have a new member, Skull Lover Nails. She is not here on YouTube, but I will leave her link to her IG, and you guys can go check her out. She does water marbles. She does really cool designs with stamping, and I would love you guys to go and tell her that I sent you and show her some love from the crime family. So make sure that you guys go and check out these lovely ladies. Check out Tessa's channel and Sheena's channel and see what they chose to do. I can't wait to see.
All right, so I got these two piercings now, and I'm going to be using these tweezers to see, like, as I'm applying the acrylic, to make sure that, like, I keep repoking the hole so that it doesn't get the acrylic in it, and then obviously it would cover the hole. So we're going to do this middle finger first, and then we're going to do our aquarium nail. But I got to judge how long I want this chain to be. And, like, when I say, like, I am struggling to get this thing. Oh, I get what I should do. All right, so I'll just hold it at one end. Oh my God, it just doesn't want to do what it's supposed to do. All right, I think I'm going to cut it right here. So I'm going to be putting this in there. I don't care if it's too long. I'm just going to embed it in the acrylic anyways. So we'll just judge it, if that makes sense. And then I'm just going to be embedding it into the red acrylic, since that's got to be on bottom. and I will just keep re-piercing it. And we'll see how it goes. I mean, this is the first time I've done anything. I'm so excited for these nails. These girls have no idea. Like, I really hope they bring it this time. This was my idea. So since my 2-inch daggers can't do this, I'm going to be doing it with my tweezers. So I'm going to be embedding it into the red acrylic with my tweezers. And I got a little bit of acrylic in my brush, I think. But it's going to be okay. Oh my god, I got a lot of it. Oh my god. What do I do? How bad is this one? It's been a minute since I've used a couple of my brushes. I might have to use this brush. Okay, so I'll be just using my custom SpongeBob brush. It'll work. It'll work. So we're going to be just using the red acrylic kind of like glue. So I'm going to try to do it around like at the very top and at the very bottom. Oh wait, I got to watch those other things. I'm going to have to hurry up. So I got to touch this. If I can just get it in there. Like I want it to be tight. I want it to, oh my god, the tweezers are stuck. It's stuck. Oh my god. Okay. So just kind of go tight in there. I want it to be. So I think this brush is a 14 if I remember right. And my other brush that I was just using was a 12 or a 10. So it's a lot smaller. I'm going to do the bottom of the nail first where those, where the piercings are. So then I can hurry up and keep the holes for those. And I'm just going to use my my tweezers to freshen up those holes. And I should be able to even go from the bottom, I would imagine. So I can easily see the holes from the bottom, definitely. That's really easy to go ahead and do. And then I'm just going to go into the top of it also. Kind of twist it around. Make sure that I keep... I'm going to do that with the nude too. So when I go to apply my nude, I'm going to have to go back in and make sure that I'm going to have to be careful around the chain area also. I just want to make sure that like it's there. The hole is there. And she can't be tight. She needs to be, you know, she needs to do her. So, all right, we're going to quickly and carefully go around that hole. But I'm just going to be using like the tiniest beads because I don't want it to make the hole smaller, if that makes sense. I want the hole to stay nice and like I tried to when I filed it, I did my best to like make it oh, don't go over the hole, Sierra. Literally just oh my god. Dumb. Why would I do that? When I used the EFILE to cut out the hole, I was doing my best to make it like symmetrical, if that makes sense. So I want to make sure that I keep that symmetrical look. I got to go over this chain though to make sure that I keep it in spot. Oh god, I want to swipe down over those holes so bad. This is not good. This is not good. We'll see. Oh my gosh. This other side is what's really going to get me. I'm like scared to put too much on this brush. I haven't used this brush in a long time. I've just been using this size 12. Alright, so now we're going to go in with the nude acrylic and I'm going to start at the top. I am not doing that bottom shit again because the last time doing the red over the piercings first and then moving up, I naturally want to swipe down. Like, I can't help myself. So I was trying to cover them again and again. Like, I had to keep stopping myself from doing that. And this time, like, I got acrylic all down that chain and I had to literally take my tweezers and go all around that stupid chain and try to pick acrylic off of it with these eyelash tweezers like that you get off Amazon or in like packs or whatever. Yeah, I sit there off camera for like 10 minutes picking at that acrylic stuck to the stupid chain. I was so mad. Oh, so stupid. And I got red pigment all in my monomer. I'm so annoyed. It's like discoloring.
So applying the chain into the red acrylic was the hardest part. And then adding the nude acrylic, I really just built this nail like I would build any other nail. I applied my second bead of acrylic at the apex and dragged down, but as it was starting to go over the hole, I just put my brush into that center onto the chain and started pushing outward, rounding out that hole. Now, I did my best to keep this hole looking smooth and making sure that the acrylic blended seamlessly bead to bead. I did not want to have to go in with my EFILE and drill out this hole again. So just make sure if you do something like this that you are paying attention to the smoothness of that hole. And then my last bead, I just put at the tip and dragged down. After it set just a little bit, I didn't want it to be liquidy or wet, but I did want it to start setting. And I dipped my tweezers into acrylic powder and then went from the underneath to re-pierce. This was actually really easy, a lot easier than I thought.
All right, so now we are going in with this aquarium nail, and I am so scared that this is not gonna look right. I don't know. It's one of those stupid foggy ones. But I would imagine if you get it wet, I don't know. Let me try to find a different. I'm gonna go look for a different full cover stiletto because I think I might have better luck with one that isn't already pre-etched. So I'm not really liking the idea of this one. It just, I'm scared that it's gonna not be as clear as I want it to be. So that sucks. Okay, we're gonna regroup in a second.
So, all right, I decided to go in with this long coffin full cover tip. The stiletto laid so flat against the tip that's applied to my natural nail that I would have had no way to get any liquids in there for the aquarium nail. So with this long coffin being cut off at the very end, it left this raised up piece that was perfect. Just this perfect little hole to fill the baby oil and my pink food dye. Now, this is pink technically, but it is blood red on the inside. You would have to mix this with a lot of white, I would imagine, to get it to be like a hot pink. It worked perfect for blood red. Now, my plans are to go in with base gel and cover my natural nail to protect it from the baby oil and food dye, and to create more of a self-leveled base for my full cover tip to go onto. I want everything to be nice and flush and level for the tip so that there is no issues with any leaks or anything else. I want everything to be perfectly cohesive. So once I apply the base gel over the entirety of the nail and cure, I need to make sure that I take off that sticky inhibition layer. You do not want any stickiness inside your aquarium nail, especially with the food dye. The food dye would just cling all to that stickiness and it would just make the entire inside of the nail red, which after like 2 or 3 days, it actually did that. Even though I cleaned the inhibition layer as good as I could, when I clipped these nails and I looked inside, because the food dye started to like blend with the baby oil actually. And after a couple of days, I had to go to work and I had to clip them. And I looked on the inside to see why it started combining. And I don't know if it was that the red combined with the baby oil or that the red combined with the base gel that I didn't clean the stickiness off good enough. I thought I did. I really thought that I cleaned the shit out of this inhibition layer. But for some reason, looking inside, I can see like little fuzzies and how the food dye kind of dyed the base gel of the nail. It's kind of crazy, but it really did look good to begin with. So I was very happy with it. When you see the pictures are 3 days later. So it wasn't as good as the first day, but it was still good. So here we're going in with our diamond jelly. This has no inhibition layer. It is like a thick top coat. It's not really a hard builder gel. It's more of a really thick top coat that has no sticky inhibition layer. Now, I will tell you, when you do this, only do the right and left side of the tip. Do not do the cuticle area. Do not do the free edge. You want the free edge free to be able to put your food dye and baby oil in, but also if you put gel at the cuticle area and apply it, it'll actually like start to like spread up under the full cover tip and take up some of that space that you could have liquid in. If you're seeing, look, it starts to really like spread up under that tip, and I really wanted all that space that I could get for the liquid. So I actually took this off and cleaned out the cuticle area and reapplied it with just having gel on the sides.
So what I'm doing now is I'm actually going to go in the cuticle area and just fill that in with my nude acrylic. And I'm going to fill the sides. I want it to look like it actually is like inside something, you know, like blood inside the skin. So that's like my game plan. I'm hoping that's my game plan. I'm kind of excited. It should work. This should work. But I am gonna like make sure that it's not
I'm making sure that it's not covering any of the full cover tip. I just want to make sure that it is sealing around the edges and giving that look like you're looking inside of a body or a weird like zombie body, dead body, weird monster body. You're just seeing a blood sac on the inside of the skin, I guess. I don't know. It's definitely weird and quirky. So for the sake of not wanting to cover any of the full cover tip, I kind of put too big of a bead of acrylic, so I'm going in with my X-Acto knife and scraping as much of that off as I can. And I got most of it, but I ended up going in with a little bit of a buffer and actually buffing over it as much as I could. And then obviously I end up top coating it so you can't see the scratches. But we're going in around the edges and we are creating more of a seal. It seemed like the diamond jelly did a great job, but all I needed the diamond jelly to do was to hold it in place. The plan the entire time was to go around the edges with the nude acrylic and make sure that I had a really good seal there. All I wanted the diamond jelly to do was really just hold the tip in place where I wanted it to be. And I made sure that I applied the tip to look like a good apex, if that makes sense. If I would have applied the tip up onto my cuticle, it would have not looked like the apex looked great. And also, I would have had an issue with sealing it. So that's why I put it out a little ways from the cuticle so that I could use the acrylic to seal up that cuticle area. Now we're going in and using baby oil and the red food dye before we seal the end up with the nude acrylic. So I'm just using a dropper from one of my cuticle oil bottles. I cleaned it out with alcohol. I don't have no syringes that I've seen people use. This is like the closest thing I had to actually be able to put any type of liquid in anything. So yeah, if you don't have a syringe, you're fine. If you have like a dropper from a cuticle oil, just use that. I just cleaned mine out with alcohol. And this is messy. It did not go in as good as what I wanted it to. I just tried my best to fill it up and it got oil and baby oil and dye all over. It was a massacre, to say the least. But it looked so cool. The end result was just bomb when it comes to the snail. Just make sure once you are done applying your food dye and baby oil that you clean everything, your nail, the tip, everything with alcohol or acetone. Get all that oil out of there because when you go to seal this up, if there is any oil, it will fuck with the seal. It will mess it up and it will leak. Oh my God, can you see it? It's already looking good. The blood is moving around the baby oil like so cool. I did end up springing a leak where I cleaned off that acrylic with the X-Acto knife and I didn't put the full cover tip all the way up at the cuticle area. I actually ended up having like a little bit of a leak somewhere up in there, but I fixed it. I went in with some more acrylic and got it fixed. But here I'm just going in and sealing up that free edge. Just make sure that you go in and clean everything with alcohol or acetone before you do this.
We're going to be doing piercing type things up the top of the pinky, and it's gonna look like piercings on the spine. But then the other pinky, I think we're gonna do like a splayed like spine effect. This is the next morning. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it all last night. I just couldn't. I needed a break. I was hungry. I needed to eat. I needed to sleep. And today we are gonna be making what are those called? Like ball. I don't know what they're called, but they're like ball piercings, ball head piercings, and we're going to be going in with our poison putty, and we're going to be making those. So I'm just going to, like, I think the pinky could probably take maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 piercings. That's what we're going to say. And they're going to kind of get gradually like smaller in gauges. So yeah, I think that'll work. We're just going to pull out some poison putty, get started. So we're going to add some white so that it's easier for you guys to see on camera. I'm so tired of saying that, because like I'm going to be doing my very next set. You guys said in the community page, the poll that I did, you guys 67% said that they like the idea of Russian almond. So the next set that I do, I'm going to do Russian almond, and then I'm going to be doing the poison putty, but instead of like it being a color, I'm going to do like a jelly charm, and I think that's going to be like really cool. So I cannot wait to do the jelly charm and see how that turns out. And then I want to be able to do like a glitter charm, or like use some flakies or maybe some chameleon chrome and do a charm. So that's why I love the clear. Like, I get tired of saying that I'm adding white so that you guys can see it, because it's totally unnecessary to do this, and like it's just annoying, but I have to do it for the camera, so it is what it is. Now I'm gonna roll it up and we're gonna split it out. Oh my god, these little fuckers are the bane of my existence. Jesus. I'm gonna cure each one separately. Like, oh my god, like 7. Okay.
So I'm going to matte top coat this nail and cure it, and then we're going to go in with our 3D acrylic for the little skin lumps, which are supposed to look like piercings, is what I'm hoping for.
Oh, shit. I might not be able to do this on camera because this is ridiculous.
So after curing the matte top coat, we're just going in with our 3D acrylic brush and punani powder. I'm just using really tiny beads and kind of trying to blend in the top, blend in the bottom, but then on the sides, trying to curve them in to look like raised up pierced skin. Letty, if that makes sense. Sorry. We got a new puppy. Did you guys see on Instagram? Did you guys see Letty? She is a beautiful blue nose pit. I love her. I love her. I'm gonna insert like a little video of her. I'm obsessed. She's my new baby. She is so smart. She goes potty already outside. She knows that she needs to go potty outside, so she tries her best to wait, but she's still a puppy, so she poops and pees a lot, and she eats a lot. She is a fatty. Are you looking at me? You know I'm talking about you, don't you, blue eyes? She has these beautiful blue eyes. She is so smart, but she is like my dog. She is lazy. She loves laying with me. She chills out all day. So I love her. This video is like dedicated to Letty. So yeah, we're just going in and I'm trying to make these piercings get kind of smaller as we go down the tip. Since these are stiletto, I want the piercings to be kind of make sense dynamically or shape-wise. I don't know what to say. I just want them to look like piercings going down. And then all those little balls that we made earlier that were frustrating and I kept dropping, yeah, I just kept dropping them. They were a bitch to try to keep. And yeah, so I'm just applying those to the sides to look like little ball bearing piercings. I still can't, what are those called? What are they called? Say it down in the comments. But we want this to look like piercings. So yeah. Oh wait, these are not cured. I tried curing some and I was done. we went in with them fresh, and I'm just trying to make sure that they look like they are pretty balls. Ew, balls are not pretty. Here you go. So you can see where it leaked out and kind of dyed my cuticle area, but that's okay. I ended up going in with a chain. I'm only going to show you guys this once. This is the bondage leather, the leather bondage that I am making, which that is what it is called, leather bondage. Or no, I'm sorry. This is the piercing. So I'm going in with that little metal rivet, and I separated it with my cuticle, or with my tweezers and my cuticle nippers. And I just kind of separate it at that point where it's cut and splay it out wide, get it into that little hole in the pierced nail, in the piercing of the nail, and then I close it back up using my tweezers. So this is what I said I was going to show you one time. I'm using those little metal circles again and some black vinyl. This is something that I have, and you guys can get anywhere. You guys can get black vinyl from Hobby Lobby, Walmart, Target, anywhere in the Cricut section. But I'm just using the black vinyl, cutting tiny little lines out. It's pretty much like black tape. I would imagine you could honestly use electrical tape for this, to be totally honest. You just have to cut it out in real thin lines and use it. But what I'm doing is I am attaching it to that circle rivet, putting it up through the center and folding it back down on itself in the back, but not a lot. I'm leaving a lot of it still like open sticky space so I can use it to actually like apply it to the nail. And I'm doing this differently on each nail. So like on one nail, it will have leather at the top and the bottom, and that is it. But then on other nails, it may have 4 strips of leather, 1 on each side, looking like a cross. So I'm just showing you guys this one. And after I go in and create the bondage, I go in and actually apply it to the nail. If you can see, I'm leaving that paper backing on there. I don't want to get fuzzies into the stickiness of it. That is a sticker area. So here you can see me fold it back in on itself, and keeping that paper there. Once I'm ready to apply, I actually go in and take that paper backing off and use that stickiness to apply it to the nail. And then we are actually going to go in with some matte top coat and yeah, top coat it in. I had no issues. These did not raise up. What's great about vinyl is that if you get permanent vinyl, do not get semi-permanent vinyl, get permanent vinyl. It is so sticky that I literally wore these for a night without top coating them. It took me 3 days to do this set of nails. So I did these here with the vinyl and then went to sleep and woke up the next day again and finished these nails. And the vinyl did not lift before I top coated it. Literally, it stayed perfectly fine. That is how sticky permanent vinyl is. These are great. That's why I love having our nail decals that we have in our shop. They are made with permanent vinyl, and they are great to adhere to your nail, and they will stay. Once you top coat them, they are not coming back up like a lot of nail stickers do. You don't have to worry about that with this permanent vinyl. Now, I'm going in and making sure that I use my tweezers to massage that vinyl into this acrylic. I did not matte top coat the acrylic before I applied the vinyl. I just filed this nail into shape, cleaned it with some alcohol and acetone, and then applied the vinyl. And then making sure that I go into that vinyl with my tweezers, just rubbing it in and making sure that it was very, very stuck. Just making sure that I really massage that stickiness into the acrylic. So here we're going in, and I just wanted this to look like a slice of skin, like somebody just splayed open some skin, and you can see on each side the skin that's separated. And then in the middle, we are going to go in and use some red and black gel paint and just kind of make it look bloody in the center, if that makes sense. It's going to look like kind of like scar tissue. It doesn't look fresh cut open. It looks more like it's been there. I wish I could have actually looking back, I would have loved to put piercings into this splayed flesh as I'm doing it right now. It would have been really cool to kind of put those metal circle rivets into this and made it look like it was kind of pierced, but hindsight's 2020. So we're just going in and doing each side so that it does look like a cut. And then you're going to see me come back and go in with all of the gel paints and the designs, and then we will be done. This design was so much. All right, so I want to interject. At this point in editing, it took me 3 days to do this set of nails. And in those 3 days, I dyed my hair, and I was trying to do in-person talking and doing stuff because I wanted to try that. But when I say, like, this video is at an hour long in editing right now, and I am appalled. There's no reason for this video to be an hour long. I did a lot of stuff in this, but I'm going to have to cut out a lot and speed this up a little bit. I hope you guys understand that, like, you guys are not going to see me in person talking anymore for the rest of this video. I'm going to learn to talk in person and literally just get to the point and get out and do, like, intervals of in-person stuff, like just getting to the point and getting out of the video, so that I could speed more of the video up. Because that's where I caught myself up, was talking too much in person about nothing. So I'm learning as I go. I hope you guys understand, and I hope you guys still love the video. And I'm sorry to the collab that this video might still be over the limit. Even though we didn't set a limit for this collab, it's still kind of unspoken that we don't take too long. So it is what it is. I love you guys. So, all right, now I'm creating the ball gag. I'm doing the strip of the permanent vinyl. I did not matte top coat this nail. This is just buffed really well. And I'm applying it to the straight acrylic, just rubbing it in the best that I can. And when I want to clean the sides, make sure that the sides are good, I just go in with a file and just kind of scrape at that side, and it releases that vinyl really easy without pulling it away from the nail. And then just making sure that you massage that stickiness in. Now here is the poison putty, and I'm going to put that in the center and just kind of make sure that I make it look like a nice little rounded ball. And this is the gag that goes into people's mouths. It's strapped around the back of their head so that they cannot speak. They can't say no, they can't nothing. Here I'm going in with more of the chain. Now this chain is going to get applied to here, the nail. I'm doing it on the ring finger, and I just want it to kind of drape around the nail. So I'm going to do like 2 or 3 pieces, and I am going to make it look like it is chained up. That's the look of this nail here, is that it's going to be chained up. So I am matte top coating this nail because once I apply the chains, this nail will be done. So we're going to matte top coat cure, and then we're going to go in, and I am matte top coating all of the rest of the nails. We are pretty much done with this design. So I'm going over all of the vinyl and all of the natural nail with the matte top coat. And then I'll actually go back in with some shiny top coat to make that metal look shiny again. But just for the time being, I'm making sure that I do a thin coat of matte top coat and wiping the sides so that they do not get bulky. I go in and cure. So now we're doing the gel design. And like I said, I switched out the ball gag idea. I just did the regular leather bondage with a metal circle and put the poison putty in the center of that. So I already matte top coated this nail. I'm just going in with the red gel paint and doing the ball gag, because this is like an iconic look for the ball gag, is having a red ball gag. I've seen it in a lot of movies and pictures, so I wanted mine to be red. It just fit the profile of the set. And then going into the chained nail to make it look like the chain is going up through the center of the flesh, and you have the bloody inside of the flesh. Going in with that with the red gel paint. Now, the ball gag doesn't matter from this point forward, but with this chain nail and up through this splayed cut nail, I am not curing this red gel paint. I'm leaving it wet because I'm going to go back in with some black gel paint. I want the red ball gag to stay a bright red because it matches the bloody bottom of the nail. But I want this that looks like the splayed open flesh and the piercings to look more bloody. And blood is not that bright red. So I'm just kind of adding very tiny, very, very tiny amount of black. It makes a huge, just the tiniest amount makes the hugest difference. But you can see I kind of swirled the tiniest amount of black up through that red just to give it some type of look, a bloody look. Kind of looks more coagulated in areas, thinner in others. I did not mix the two perfectly. I just swiveled up through it the tiniest amount of black. And then here I'm going up the splayed flesh edges with a dry brush. I put a little bit of black up the sides just to make it look like it's defined, to add shadow to that cut. I'm taking a dry brush effect. I'm just brushing around that blood. And then I'm going in through the chain and dry brushing it to make it look like it's kind of smeared to the outside. And then I didn't show it, but I just used nail glue and glued this chain onto my ring finger. And I'm going in with blood there. So here is the piercing nail. I'm just going in on the piercings with silver. Then I'm going to go in around the piercings with a little bit more of some red to make it look like they're a little bit bloody piercings. And then I will top coat the piercings shiny. So I want to say that I did do my pointer finger with a chain also. And you're not going to get to see that on camera, but you'll see it in the finished final result. I just did like a cuticle area of the chain and just used the nail glue to do that. But here you can see me going in just the tiniest amount around the sides of the piercings with this red. And then again, I'm going to go in with the black because it's just too bright. It's not indicative of blood. It does not look like blood when it's that bright red. So I'm going in with a little bit, the tiniest bit of black, and just kind of mixing that in, just not perfectly. I think blood doesn't, when you see a big pool of blood, it's like darker in the middle than it is on the edges. So I kind of wanted it to look like that. I wanted it to look darker in some spots and lighter in others. So I'm just dry brushing a little bit of black into it. And then we're going to go in and we are going to top coat those barbells. And we're pretty much done with this set. This was cool. I'm so glad. If you guys are here, do like a cool like black emojis in the comments section. I really appreciate you guys being here for this long. This set was just awesome. And if you rocked it out with me, I just so appreciate you. I hope you loved it as much as I did. I love doing this set. This was like a dream come true to do such a cool set like this. So here you can see everything finished. I did not top coat the red gel paint. The red gel paint is not top coated. I just wanted it to look, you know, the red gel paint doesn't really cure with a sticky layer. So I was cool with it just being the way it was on top of the matte top coated nails. So, all right. I love you guys. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure that you subscribe. I would love to hit 1,000 by my birthday, July, because we're going to be doing a giveaway for Criminal Claws products. I'm going to be giving away a brush case and a couple other things. So make sure that you subscribe. Like this video and comment the black heart emojis. Look at that. You could like, it's so cool. I'm obsessed with this set. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Here, this was 3 days later. And do you see how it kind of dyed the inside of the nail? You could still see the blood moving, but the baby oil took on a red color also. So it's just like red, and then the movement of the dye is just like a darker red. But all right, I love you guys. Peace out. Bye.